You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul.
So aggressive.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
To trash ass Apple Watch, waste some money ass Apple
It's
Watch.
not a waste, bro. It's not a waste.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Watch counted me down.
What? Come on,
The
man.
watch counted me down.
I'm gonna restart.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Media Mixtape
Countdown.
Podcast. It is your boy, Obi Jack, sitting next to his brother, Josh G.
What up?
Welcome back to another episode, second episode back in the studio.
If you're not a bot and you're watching on YouTube, hit us with a comment, just one letter, bro. I don't even
With a
care
brr,
what
brr,
the
brr.
I don't care what the comment is.
Hey, you know we
We've
got...
been gotten some views on YouTube.
Yes, we did.
Not nothing crazy, but like we've been getting some views. I just want to know: are you
28.
real out there, or are we getting some bots to listen to watch our YouTube videos?
I mean, it still counts as a play, right?
yeah, it counts as a play, but I don't care that if it is a bot, it's fine.
We gotta
But if you are a
play
real person out there, I want to
somewhere in Africa.
see you comment. What are you talking about?
Somewhere in Africa, we gotta play
Play what?
on our stats, our podcast stats.
Uh huh. Oh, we
'Cause
got.
usually it's
Okay.
usually it just
I don't understand
says-
what you were saying.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying we gotta play.
Oh, no.
Like we gotta do something. I was like, what? Play what?
Somebody played the podcast in Africa. Just once, I think.
Yeah.
So we're
Shout out to
worldwide.
them. Yeah, shout out to them. We're worldwide. I'm curious because we have gotten a little bit of a raise in views, which is, again, nothing crazy, but like
Right.
seeing 28 views on a hour-long
We've been doing
podcast
this
for us is interesting.
We've been doing this for years, so to see any movement is great.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, we've been doing it for years without too much movement. Yeah,
Right.
but anyways, if you are real out there watching on YouTube, hit us up in the comments. We'll give you a shout out, man,
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, anyways, as you guys can tell by the title,
Yeah, we're gonna be reviewing Beyonce's Renaissance. And I only know that because my fiance's been
bumping it.
pounding that word into my memory.
Interesting. You're why is she like making fun of you for the fact that you always forget the album names? Or?
No. She's just a huge Beyonce fan, so
Oh.
she's like,
Yeah.
"This is great."
Is she really?
Yeah, massive. That Beyonce's her Drake for
Okay.
us.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she loves me.
She loves Drake, but
No. I mean, whatever.
yeah, but Beyonce's my favorite. That's like-
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know if my girlfriend's gonna hate me for this if if I say this and I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know that she has a favorite artist like that. I think she's like,
If you had to pick one,
Like I'll ask her and she'll be like, I like Drake, I guess. I'm like, you don't though. Like she loves Drake, obviously.
Not hardcore
No, my
enough.
girl loves Drake, but like this is her fandom. Like if she were to choose an album that she liked the most of Drake,
Yeah.
she would say Certified Lover Boy. And that's specifically because she listened to that the most.
right?
But I'm like, yeah, because you're with me now. I also make you listen to the albums kind of with me sometimes, especially
Right,
Drake. Like,
Yeah.
when Drake dropped CLB, I was listening to that every day. So like
For like 3
she
months,
when she was in the car with me, she had to listen. But
Right.
she also likes that album. But I'm saying like she's not a Drake fan. She just listens to more Drake now because
She's not a
with me.
stan. We're
Yeah.
almost stans of Drake.
Like if you shuffled her music, you're gonna get a lot more like. She has a lot more like R&B, like singing type.
I'm saying, if you had to pick one, would you think it'd be Drake?
No, I think
Like, who do you think she listens to the most?
I think it'll be like someone like Janae Aiko or like Kehlani or like
Makes sense.
I know Summer Walker. She really likes Summer Walker. But like, yeah, I couldn't really choose.
No, yeah, Karina's is Beyonce,
Interesting. Oh, so how does
hands
she?
down. Like,
We'll off the rip at least. We'll get at least your fiance's. How does she feel about this album?
she says it's great, but again, she's a super fan.
Yeah.
So I don't think she would have ever been
Is she like everyone like just banger after banger? Does she feel like that?
See, this is what, and look, she may get mad at me for saying this, but because she listens to the podcast every week. Shout out to you.
Shout out to
the
that's
support.
amazing.
She
My
listens
girlfriend
every
doesn't-
week.
My girlfriend doesn't
She'll be
listen.
laughing in the corner.
Does not
And
listen.
she like staring at me and laughing in the corner.
Yeah.
But and I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't feel like she believes that it's that great.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe this is great.
So when she tells you, you're like, sure.
I'm like, yeah,
I think you're capping.
yeah, you're it's because it's Beyonce. And
Okay.
Not to say, and obviously we'll talk about the album later.
Yeah.
Not to say I think it's a bad album, but
No, but it's like we're Drake fans, right? So when he dropped
Honestly Never Mind,
we
were like,
I was like, eh. But then we got to the podcast and we said, look, we'll be real. It's
Right.
about we said what, 7?
I think we said a 6
Or
6 or
six?
7.
Probably our lowest
I
Drake.
think we said 6 because we were like, it's low.
I want to say we said 6, but I
Yeah.
think we said 7. And I'm saying now, if we did say 7 on Honestly Never Mind, we were
Too
wrong.
high. Yeah, it's too high.
We were wrong. It's a 6.
Because honestly, it's probably
Highest
like a
is
5.
6. Yeah, it's
probably
really like a 5 though.
Because there's only like
listen
3 songs
yeah.
on there.
I only listen to Text Go Green, Sticky, because my
Text Go
girlfriend likes
Green,
that actually.
Sticky, Calling My Name. Oh, that's
Jimmy Cooks.
Repeat.
Jimmy Cooks.
And Jimmy Cooks is
Jimmy Cooks. Why do people keep doing that? Why do people keep saying that on social media and shit?
Jimmy Cooks?
Jimmy Cooks. It's like a thing. You know?
I haven't seen it. I don't
Jimmy
know.
Cooks.
But anyway, so that's what I'll say. I do think she likes it. I just don't feel it was not bumping the entire weekend.
You think it's not genuine as it's been before?
It was not bumping the entire weekend.
Okay, there you go.
We listened to Honestly Nevermind a couple times. We listened to Lizzo a couple times. Which shout out to Lizzo. Lizzo's album's great.
Was it great?
Yeah. But Renaissance, was it? I mean, a couple songs were on repeat. But
did you listen? So we'll get on track at some point in this, guys. I promise. But did you listen to Brent Faiyaz's album?
I listened to like half of it.
Good.
It's Brent Faiyaz. He's great.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't heard one song.
He's great, but there's something about it where I don't feel like I need to just listen to this nonstop.
Yeah.
I go, this is great, and I like this a lot, but I'll come back to it later.
Shout out to my homie Cam. He's been telling me to listen to Joey Badass, which I will get to as soon as possible.
I mean, Joey's like.
But I heard Joey Badass's album was pretty good from my homie Cam. So shout out to him. But yeah, anyways, we'll get back on track. But yes, we will be reviewing Beyonce's Renaissance album later in the episode. First, Jake's going to go over some news stories that he has.
Yeah, and I just want to tell baby for listening, comment on the YouTube video that I'm wrong.
Yeah. There you go.
YouTube only.
Let us know.
Yes.
Let us know that you're upset with Jake.
But starting off with some news, it's just going to be movie. Like, there's nothing. What's going on?
What's going on in the world?
There's no music stuff going on.
What's going on in the world? I think we're just someone. If you guys are listening out there, you have a spot that you go for your music news and stuff. Hit us up because I do see a lot of Twitter has a lot of pages where they'll show stuff, but it's always drama. Like people want to focus on the drama of this guy's beefing with this guy.
It's always something super random like. Nick Cannon just bought another Bentley.
Or he has another baby. That's more
well,
accurate.
no, but that's what I'm saying.
That's more accurate,
I don't know why Nick Cannon came up first, but just
Nick
some. No, but what I'm saying is
it'll be Nick Cannon has another baby with another girl,
right.
Or it'll be
Nick Cannon's baby's name is
stop saying Nick Cannon. Another artist.
I'm trying to stick with that story. I'm saying it's stuff
Lil Durk. I know Lil Durk got hit in the face with a freaking explosive thing at a concert.
Yeah,
that was a story. But it's I want to hear about
this person's working on an album. Yeah. This person and this person are collabing.
It's just not. We're not getting that right now.
Yeah.
In the music industry,
it's just a lot of
nothing.
Lil Durk got a speeding ticket this weekend. What?
He didn't. But
But I'm
Jake's
saying
hypothetical. Right
hypothetical.
Now,
These are
give us real stories, man. Come on.
I'm just trying to say
Lil Durk got hit in the face with a little firework.
No, I'm trying to exaggerate how random.
Yeah, I get you.
Where it's why is that even a story, bro? I don't care about that.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, no, that's how it feels. Honestly, the news stories have been really slow. But if you have a page out there that's really good with specifically talking music news, hit us up because I'll look up articles.
Because I know they're out there. It's just I can't really find. So, anyways, a lot of movie news. So, getting with Josh's favorite movie of all time, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yes,
crosses $100 million at the worldwide box office.
No, I said this year, and I may be wrong, but I love Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I cried the most I've cried probably ever in my life since I was a child, probably.
Yeah,
but I also still would say I think it's a conversation between Top Gun and that movie. That's how good Top Gun was.
Movie of the year? Best movie of the year?
My personal best time watching a movie, I'll say Top Gun might even be ahead of Everything Everywhere All at Once. As much as I do like Everything Everywhere All at Once, it was an incredible movie. I didn't even cry during Top Gun, but
I teared up.
But I will say Top Gun was that good that I think it might even be better than Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I teared up because Miles Teller said something about his dad at the end or something.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just saying that's kind of my opinion. I'm just saying I really love that movie, but there was other good movies this year. Anyways, what
crosses $100 million at the worldwide box office. That is the first A24 movie to reach that milestone.
Incredible.
So, and A24 has some bangers, bro.
A24 does have bangers. They do kind of specialize in horror movies though, or kind of psychological weird.
They're more
movies.
Artsy.
Yeah.
It's about the screenplay,
the direction.
Yeah, but still, A24 has put some great movies out.
Hereditary.
So for this one to get the first one to 100 million is
Hereditary, Midsommar.
Yeah.
What the fuck how you pronounce that shit?
Yeah.
Did you watch that movie?
I watched the first half.
What about Hereditary?
Hereditary, no, but I saw that YouTube channel that does ending explained, and then they just go over the whole movie. So I just watched that. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm oh shit, that's crazy. That's it. Yeah.
Did you kind of know certain scenes? Because my girlfriend and I were talking about this recently. I know this.
No, I had no idea.
My girlfriend and I were talking about this recently, and I was like, "Yeah, that movie's crazy." She's like, "I've never seen it." I was like, "What? You never seen it?"
Yeah.
But I showed her a specific scene where when you watch a trailer, you assume the little girl is the reason why she's going wrong.
Yeah,
she keeps going.
Spoilers. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for Hereditary if you haven't seen it. She keeps doing the sound. Watch the trailer. She keeps doing the sound. The whole trailer. You're like,
you're assuming
she's
it's
the evil
based
one.
around her. Yeah.
There's something wrong with her.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Within like the first, I would say 30 minutes of the movie, she dies.
Yeah.
And so she's not about her at all. But when she dies, that is a crazy ass scene, bro. It's one of the most intense scenes. And seeing the mom react, oh my goodness. If you guys haven't watched, she deserves an Oscar for just that alone.
Yeah.
She played that shit amazing. That movie's great. But I was telling my girlfriend about that, and I showed her that scene, and she was like, holy fuck, that was crazy.
Yeah.
It's an intense ass scene.
Totally flips it out.
But yeah, those are some movies, just to name a few from A24. So yeah, it is impressive that Everything Everywhere All at Once has the highest grossing A24 film. But it makes sense. It is also a great film. And I don't know, though, because I feel like their budget was probably decently higher than their other movies.
Let's see. I'll go find out.
So I'm a little bit surprised that they only made 100 million, but at the same time, that's really good because we can't keep comparing movies to fucking Marvel movies. Marvel movies don't really count in terms of box office numbers. Those are gonna explode all the time.
So the budget was $25 million.
Wow.
You add another 25 for marketing and advertising. So they made $50 million profit.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So we can't really expect all these movies to be the same as $1 billion Marvel movies, you know, but
that's a win for
huge W.
A24.
Huge W.
Yeah,
I think they're one of the highest respected.
To double your money is pretty.
Yeah. They're great.
Yeah. So moving on from that, the Breaking Bad statues were officially unveiled.
They don't look like them that much.
What do you mean? Look, I have a picture right here.
I think it looks like Hank. What's his name?
Hank.
What's his name? Isn't he Hank in Malcolm in the Middle?
That's a crazy pull because I don't remember.
What?
Well, maybe. No, I obviously I love Malcolm in the Middle. I just don't remember what his dad's name.
I think it's Hank. What's his name in the
Walter?
Walter.
But there's a Hank. There's a Hank in the Breaking Bad. So
Is
that's why I
his
was
name
like,
Hank?
is that where you're confusing?
Malcolm in the Middle cast.
So I think it looks like Jesse. It's just that he has short hair, so it kind
Hal.
of.
His name is Hal in the movie.
Hal. Okay. Yeah. Hal,
So Walter White he looks like him for sure. Jesse
looks like him,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, it looks like him.
Like Cristiano Ronaldo's bust.
So it was sick. They had the whole cast there. It's at the Albuquerque Convention Center or New Mexico Convention Center. They had, what's his name? Bryan Cranston was there. Fucking
the guy who plays Jesse was
Aaron
there.
Paul was there. They had the whole cast from Breaking Bad. It was pretty sick. And
it's super cool. I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Super exciting for the state of New Mexico. I mean, kind of the butt of all our jokes. I
want to go see him. I mean, the fact that I seen the show, it's funny because I was fighting seeing this fucking show. And when I got to the end of it, I was like, I'm glad I watched that show.
Yeah.
Because it's like, now I know, I'm kind of part of it. I know I'm way past the hype, but it's like, I know. I know
you know what you're talking about. The references and shit now. Yeah, no, it's cool. I have not watched the show, but I'm still happy for New Mexico and the fact that Albuquerque has this attraction, because honestly I think it's gonna be a bigger attraction than they're even gonna expect. I'm not saying it's gonna be long lines out the door to take pictures with it, but I do think you're gonna get a lot of people who show up specifically just to look at that statue.
You know what? Because I'm going to New York in September.
I want to go to New Mexico specifically to look at that now, and I didn't even watch the show
because I wondered if it would be cheaper to fly out of New Mexico to go to
where New York. Maybe. We'll
go see the statues and we'll fly out from New Mexico.
Maybe. But I will say it looks cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just the fact that they were all there and it was cool to see. Yeah. And Bryan Cranston.
Shout out to Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul for just being so. They're so with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's obviously this is
they have fun because some actors go all right, I did that. I don't.
Well, especially Bryan Cranston, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, no disrespect to Aaron Paul, he's a great actor. I'm sure he's been in a bunch of shit, but I mostly know him from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Whereas Bryan Cranston's been in How I Met Your Mother. He's been in Malcolm in the Middle. He's been in the movies. He's been in so much shit he's had such a successful career for so many years.
Right.
So for him to still be I made a successful show, and I'm still gonna be with it with the fans and go out and be super nice to them and take pictures and go to the statue unveiling. That's super cool because he's kind of a star.
Right.
It's just dope to see that they're accepting and happy with the fact that
I want to participate.
This is my work, and I'm glad that people love it, and they're showing that appreciation by
I think for him, because obviously he's acted for a long time, but I think he's like that because he really had his bigger break. Obviously, Malcolm in the Middle was probably his biggest break, and then
maybe I don't know enough about his career, but
I'm saying like that's where everybody knows where his career started.
Yeah,
like, you don't really know what he did before Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle happened, and then you kind of just know who Bryan Cranston is. He's done all this great stuff. They Breaking Bad, all this stuff. It was even like when he did Breaking Bad, you're like, oh shit, the fucking dad from Malcolm in the Middle is like selling drugs, basically. Yeah. So I think he's just appreciative of like he was a little older when he finally got his break, I think, and I think he's just appreciative of like, I got in, and I'm sure he was acting on Broadway and all that stuff, but. I'm sure he's just appreciative of like,
for sure. And then, with the whole Netflix craze, people binge watching shows, like that's kind of the whole thing. I think with a lot of these actors,
it's actually being taken off. I think in 2025.
Yeah. I heard. Yeah. Which is like so many years. Why would you even announce it now? I guess it's cool they announce it now, so we know. But so many years ahead.
Yeah.
That's gonna be somewhere though. You're gonna be able to watch Breaking Bad somewhere. I freaked out.
I think it's gonna because it's from. I think was on AMC, so it's probably be on their.
I freaked out when they took The Office off of Netflix and they put it up on Peacock like the next week, so it's free to watch. So it's gonna be up somewhere. But no, shout out to them. Shout out to them for being so appreciative. Shout out to the fans. Like it's one of those things of like when that show was re-aired or whatever on Netflix, it was exploded. So because it was originally on TV, right?
Yeah, I think it was on AMC. Originally.
So
it's been on Netflix and probably go back to AMC streaming service.
Shout out to the streaming services, man. They kind of revived some of these shows and really give them a second life.
I would have never seen it.
Yeah, they gave them a second life.
Seen it.
Honestly.
So yeah, shout out to Bryan Cranston, shout out to Aaron Paul and everybody from Breaking Bad. Moving on, Godzilla vs. Kong sequel is now filming. The film releases March 15th.
Did we like the first one? I don't remember. There's too many.
I think it was fine, and also like, how are you gonna do a sequel, bro? How many times are these fucking animals gonna fight each other?
I don't. They didn't fight each other the last one though, right? They fought other animals.
They fought each other for a bit.
But they fought other animals. Other
what are they called? Planet. Mm-hmm. They fight each other for a bit, then they're mates. That's their joke. It's like, they fight for a little bit, and then they're mates.
Yeah, they're homies. Yeah.
Which is what happened. Like, they fought for a little bit, and then
they had to team up.
Then they had to team up to beat the robot.
Yeah. So,
But they kind of, like, settled it of, like, oh, he's back.
Millie Bobby Brown was in that one?
He's back in the middle of Earth.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He's chilling.
I remember
he's back where he belongs.
I remember being annoyed with the first one. This is the third one, no?
Yeah, so the first one was just Godzilla.
Yeah.
And then it was Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
And now it's Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, I remember. It's coming back to me now, and it was ass. I remember there being ass. Them being ass.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I remember the last one being better than the first one.
I just remember the scene of him jumping off the ship. Where he's like, oh shit. And then like the laser shoots up from the...
Or when it's so stupid. Yeah, I remember. So remember the stupid scene.
He gets like no hops, so he like barely jumps off.
No, remember the stupid scene where the robot, they're controlling it and they're like, how do we fucking turn it off? And then he just pours water on the fucking thing. And that's how they kill the robot?
Yeah.
He pours water on the fucking controls.
The controls, yeah.
That is crazy bad.
I mean,
that's crazy how
I'm
bad
talking about all the time, bro. Like every solution to anything is like turn it off, turn it back on.
Yeah, but it's also true because like it's also like it's so stupid, but at the same time,
where I work, IT people will be like, "Have you turned it off and turned it back on?"
Yeah. Well, no, it's so stupid. Like, oh, pour water on the machine that'll kill the big robot, but it also kind of makes sense of like, why the fuck would they make that water resistant? They're in their minds of scientists who created this fucking big ass Godzilla. This big ass robot. Was it Godzilla? It's Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
Robozilla?
No, there's a name for it.
Whatever. The robot Godzilla. Like, why would they create that and then assume that some dumbass scientist is going to bring a coffee inside? You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, hey, how about just no food or drinks up here? And let's not even try to worry about it being water resistant. So it does kind of make some sense, but at the same time, Mechagodzilla. Yeah. So stupid. Yeah, I remember being kind of dumb now. But our cousin, who's a big fan of Godzilla, who listens to the podcast sometimes, shout out to our cousin Modesto if he's listening out there. He was upset with us for not liking the first one, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember if he responded with the second one.
I don't think he might not have seen that one.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure he saw Godzilla vs. King Kong.
No, I'm saying he didn't see that podcast.
Oh, yeah. I think he gave up on us after we hated on the first Godzilla.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't like this one?
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Who's asking for this? Who's going to watch it? You're going to spend $1 bajillion and make $5 on it. I mean, go ahead. But
I mean, obviously they made enough to like, we'll make another one. And I mean, we're probably going to review it.
We're going to watch it.
Yeah. I just like, where do you go, man? The story was like, Godzilla's back. He's the king of the middle of the earth or whatever.
Yeah.
Other dimension. And
yeah, I don't know. I'm not really interested in it. But I don't know if you have this story. Did you see the new trailer for the new, it's called Prey?
Oh, for Predator?
Yeah.
I have not seen the trailer.
It's kind of cool. It's a nice twist to it.
I haven't seen the trailer, so I don't have no idea.
You haven't seen it? Okay, so the twist is it's basically every Predator movie we've gotten in the past has been like a different era. It's been like modern times in the city. Right. It's been back in the military, in the jungle, but back in like the 70s, 80s, whatever. This one is basically saying the Predator was here fighting Native Americans. And so the Native Americans are fighting him.
Okay. Oh, actually, yeah. Okay, I've seen the trailer.
So,
yeah, I've seen it.
It looks interesting to me because I'm like, wow, that's actually a nice twist to it.
Right.
But it doesn't look different enough.
Fam, there's no way. They had bows and arrows, bro.
It doesn't look different enough though. Like it looks the same. You have the whole he's invisible. And it's like the same shock factor parts. Like all the scenes are pretty much the same. It's just he's fighting a different enemy.
Heat seeking or whatever.
Or he's hunting a different enemy.
Yeah.
The whole thing is it follows, I think, this one Native American. I don't know if they're Native American or one is indigenous.
It's like a tribe.
Yeah, indigenous tribe.
Yeah.
And it follows one specific woman who basically she like wants to be a hunter.
Right.
And they're like, why do you want to be a hunter? You're a woman. You're supposed to be a gatherer.
And they're like, bro.
And she's like,
She's like, yo, there's something crazy. I have seen the trailer.
Yeah,
she's like, something crazy. And they're like, shut
up. You want to be a hunter and you're a woman. You can't even talk.
What are you talking about? Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
And then she's like, I do. And she's
they're being misogynistic people. But yeah, so basically she's like, I'm this badass woman, and but she also knows how to survive. So that's the whole thing of like she knows how to survive. So it's very hard for the Predator to get her because she's a badass survivor. So
also these Predators are not good at their job because they always die.
They always fucking struggle with humans.
Yeah,
there's no way you're fighting aliens,
bro. You're fighting this indigenous tribe. They got sticks and stones. Basically.
So you're telling me you can 1v1 a fucking alien because they have before,
right?
And, I mean, it took Arnold hold your ground a little bit.
Well, it took Arnold.
It took Arnold, the best military dude of the era.
Yeah,
like top seven best military guys in the world.
He won.
Yeah,
I think I think the Predator thing is over. And because people hate on Alien versus Predator, I thought that was one of the sickest fucking movies that they made.
I don't remember, but I will say the last Predator movie we watched with Michael Keegan Key was in it. Awful. Terrible. It was such a bad movie. So I remember wanting to leave the theater, and that was the only time in my life that I wanted to leave a theater.
Right.
I think it's happened again to me recently, but
I don't know. For me, I'm like, I paid the money, bro. I'm watching this movie.
No. It was so bad that I remember being like,
I'm gonna just get out of here.
I think it's especially because
we were gonna review it.
AMC A-list. Yeah, that's why I stayed.
Yeah,
but that's pretty much the only reason why I stayed because I had A-list. So I was like, I didn't pay $15 for this movie specifically.
Right.
So because of that, I'm like, I really want to leave. But we're reviewing it, so I guess I'll stay for the rest.
Right. It was so bad.
It was such a bad movie.
So bad.
Anyways.
Yeah, so
no one's asking for a Predator movie, and they're making another one. So
yeah, I was like, what were we talking about? So nobody's asking for any of these sequels.
Yeah. But they're making them, so Godzilla, we'll watch them, I guess.
We'll talk about them on the pod.
We'll watch them so you don't have to.
Speaking about unwanted sequels, or unwanted maybe cameos, I guess. Ben Affleck will return as Batman in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Sure. I mean, you still have everyone else the same cast. Might as well.
Same Aquaman, so.
Yeah, might as well keep Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to return, but obviously the, whatchamacallit? What's his name?
Robert Pattinson movie?
Robert Pattinson, Batman's still going through, so.
It's
a fucking mess.
They're different. Different universes. Whatever.
So he will be back and we will see him. Moving on from that though, James Gunn thinks a rated R Scooby-Doo 3 is possible. And here's a quote. They'd do it if we asked. Yeah. So James Gunn directed the first Scooby-Doo movie.
Wow. That's crazy.
What a legend. What a classic.
I mean, he's been directing for a long time. That was an old movie.
Yeah. He directed the first Scooby, maybe even the second one too.
They weren't horrible movies as a kid. I mean,
but nobody wants a rated R Scooby-Doo movie, bro.
I mean,
it's Scooby-Doo. You're gonna take your kids to a rated R Scooby-Doo?
Okay, but here's the thing.
This is what's gonna happen.
Here's the thing, though.
Parents are gonna be like Scooby-Doo.
No, because this is the thing. When you think rated R Scooby-Doo, your mindset goes, "What? Scooby's gonna be fucking attacking people?" No, I think the mindset is, no, it's Scooby-Doo. It's gonna be
like a horror.
It's gonna be
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's gonna be the kids going on a mystery. And
it doesn't need to be rated R, bro.
If they pop out and someone gets their head chopped off, bro, live in front of them.
That's insane, bro. I'm not taking because that's what I'm saying. Parents are gonna go, "Oh, Scooby Doo." They're not gonna look at the rating. Who looks at the rating?
Where do you even buy a ticket? What do you mean it tells you, bro? Come on.
But I'm saying like most people are gonna go Scooby Doo, not even pay attention to the rating.
I'm sure the poster will look scary.
Holy fuck, that guy just got cut in half.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Billy,
interesting.
Close your eyes.
I would be excited about it.
I would watch it, but
I don't think it's necessary to say Scooby-Doo 3 unless you're going to bring back the entire same cast.
That's what they would have to do. I think they're all down.
Which is super interesting, actually, because you go same cast and you go, yeah, they're really old and they just stopped solving crime and mysteries. and they decided one more time in their 50s to solve a crime.
Right.
And
so they would be in their 50s.
And
actors.
And they fucking some crazy shit
Solving that
pops
crime,
up.
but it's a crazy one. Maybe. But I just think like
Because I remember the other Scooby-Doo movie being kind of crazy. There's moments where there's kind of scary moments.
Yeah, but not rated R scary.
No, not rated R scary at all. But
straight up, he wants to cut people in half, bro.
I think he just wants to be able to make a bunch of weed jokes with Shaggy.
You just can't though. It's a kid's property, bro.
You can,
and people would watch it, but I just think
it would make a lot of money. I just think it is a little bit, again, one of those things. No one's really asking for it, but I think I'm definitely watching it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bad idea, but
we'll see.
Moving on,
It's an interesting idea.
Creed spinoff film Drago is in development. I don't want to see this. I don't care about the son. I really don't. Or
Sure.
even their two characters, to be honest.
Sure.
Because it's like Drago, the dad, and the son. The way that they ended...
You already showed us their life already, anyways. In the last Creed, you showed us, like,
they
just
were
go to Russia, bro, and they just fight.
Off.
That's
and,
it.
You know?
They work their asses off. They shout out to them. It's an interesting life. They go. It's really cold in Russia, and they're fucking working hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And they also fight. But that's their life. There's not much to dive into.
And my thing is like
very clearly too. That's their life. That's all
I guess you can like do a movie where he's trying to be a professional boxer. You know what I mean? Like he's
following
his
start.
Yeah, like he lost to Creed, obviously, but now he's like still trying to be a legitimate boxer, even though he lost.
Yeah.
And be champ. I can see that, but it's like I don't really care, bro.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Like the way his story ended was like cool. They're happy, they're a family, and Drago doesn't have the fucking animosity anymore. Cool.
Yeah. I don't really get care for it either, but you know, it's just one of those things. Again, we always talk about like. There's obviously so many movies out there that we are asking for. People are interested in seeing like certain video games be created into movies, or just certain stories you want to go out and watch. And like this is one of those where it's like I'm just not interested in it much, so there's not really reason to who got convinced that this is a good idea,
right?
And maybe it's going to be a decent movie. I mean, I'm sure every movie they made is pretty decent. When they made Creed, everyone was kind of like,
nah,
do we really care that much?
Dude, off the rip, I was like, this is fucking gonna be amazing.
Kind of. A lot of us were like kind of iffy on it though. A lot of people were into
I just thought it was like, it's Rocky's still in it.
Yeah.
It's fucking Creed's son.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of the old character's son where I'm like, that's fucking perfect.
It's interesting. It was interesting, but I think there was still a lot of skepticism around it, and I feel like maybe they'll make a good movie with this one too, but I don't think anyone's dying for it and asking for it, and I don't think there's much there you can dive into.
I don't care about it.
It's going to intrigue me enough, so.
I don't really care about
It's
it.
also like, but you just keep showing us the same shit, bro. They go to fight, and then like, whether they win or lose, it doesn't matter, bro. It's just a fucking boxing match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's dope. There's heartfelt moments in it. Of course, like, fighting movies are good. But it's like the Rocky movies were this legendary story. So legendary that the city of Philadelphia has a fucking statue of this guy. And, like, you're never going to recreate that.
But they kind of did with Creed, but then you can't.
Kind of, but you're never going to.
You can't dig that.
It's not Rocky.
You can't keep digging that hole. It's you're done.
It's like they're mining for gold.
Yeah.
They hit big with Rocky.
Yeah.
They hit pretty solid with Creed, and they're like, let's keep digging to see if there's any more.
Keep going, bro. It's like, that's it.
It's like, we think we're done, bro.
You hit it. You hit gold twice, and that's it.
Yeah. But, hey, they might hit gold the third time where it's like, hey, it's a good movie, but I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways, lastly, for movie news, The Batman 2 is trending. We just talked about it, Robert Pattinson. And people are asking who should be the villain of that next movie. I just wanted to ask you, see what you think, because I think this is interesting.
You can tell me this one piece of information first. Is Penguin dead?
Penguin?
Is Penguin dead? I watched the first one. I didn't finish watching the first one.
Penguin does die.
He dies in the first one? No, he dies.
No, Falcone dies.
I've seen the scene.
Penguin doesn't die. Penguin's alive.
I've seen the scene where they're running and they're chasing each other. He gets in a car accident and shit.
Penguin's alive. Falcone dies.
Okay.
Falcone gets shot.
You didn't have to tell me that because just literally answered my question, yes or no.
We saw it though, didn't we review it?
I didn't finish the whole fucking Batman movie. No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, that's right. We did. You didn't watch it. That's
It's
right.
fine. It's fine.
Falcone dies.
It's fine. I'm fucking
No, fuck off. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it in forever, bro. Fuck that.
It's fine.
You deserve to be spoiled, bro. You haven't watched it.
It's fine. Ask a simple question. You can answer the simple question, but it's fine.
Penguin
Anyways,
doesn't die, no. So Penguin's still available.
So Penguin's available. I mean, I think that's a good one.
So these are the classics. Bane, Two-Face, Court of Owls, Scarecrow, Hugo Strange, Mr. Freeze, Hush, and the Joker, obviously.
Were you the one that said like he has the best lineup of villains or something?
I said Spider-Man.
I don't think Batman
Spider-Man has the best lineup.
I don't think Batman has even close to the best villains.
People argue it's
his villains are kind of. He has a lot of villains, sure.
People argue it's either him or
his villains are fucking weak though.
No,
his villain,
Joker.
None
Bane.
of his villains have superpowers. Did we forget that part? None of his villains have super because he lives in a place where there's no superpowers, just crazy crime.
Right.
Mr. Freeze has a fucking freeze gun. Like okay,
yeah.
None of his villains have superpowers. So his villains aren't the best guys. They're just fucking Penguin's a guy. Penguin's a guy in a fucking mob.
I say it's Spider-Man, but people argue it's them too.
That's crazy.
But it's good. But he has like classic.
Yeah,
villains.
That's fair. Fine. You want to see the
Joker
most? Who has the most
Bane.
classic? Sure.
That's the point. Is
That's
like
fine.
they're good characters, not just like because they have fucking superpowers.
Fine. I guess.
They have good character. They're good characters. Classic characters.
Shout out to Penguin for being as great of a character. I just think you can't waste that opportunity. I think we all love.
I say it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man has the greatest fucking Venom.
No, sure. I'm going back to the to the story we're talking about.
No.
But I'm saying I don't think you can waste the fact that we got that good of a performance out of Penguin. What's the guy's name? Who plays him?
Colin Farrell.
Yeah. The fact that Colin Farrell gave you that good of a performance, he's not going to be open to playing Penguin forever. I think if you are going to make a second one, you figure out some way. Again, I haven't seen the first Batman, so maybe it doesn't make sense to make him the main villain. But I think it would make sense chronologically to be like, well, he's already been introduced into the storyline. Let's just go with Penguin.
Right.
But also we know DC isn't the most simplest of companies when it comes down to deciding on how they're going to lay out their movies. So I would say, if I'm in the room pitching it, I would be like, Penguin makes sense.
Right.
But I already know DC wants to go big or go home. I'm going to say they either try for Bane or Joker. I think those are the two they're going to try to go back to do with this movie.
Well, okay, so Joker is
it going to be, is it Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
There was a deleted scene where Joker was supposed to be in it.
They're not in the same universe, right?
No. It's, played it. I think his name's Daniel Kerrigan. Mm-hmm. He's like he was in Eternals.
Oh, yeah. The deleted scene that you said.
The deleted scene, yeah. So I don't know if they're planning on like Joker's next, which I'm like, as much as Joker's a great character, like we've seen it, bro. We've seen it.
I mean, I've never really seen Mr. Freeze.
I say Mr. Freeze.
That's
my number one choice.
I've never really seen a Mr. Freeze movie like in.
Well, I mean Arnold, and people hate on that one. I fucking love Arnold as Mr. Freeze.
But I'm saying like one that counts. That was so long ago. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. And like people hate that one. People don't like that one for sure. But
I'm saying one that like
I was a kid when it came out.
So and shit, you know.
I was a kid, so when I saw it, I was like, "Holy fuck, that is the coolest shit ever, bro!" You know,
it was a good Mr. Freeze. I don't know if it's the same like Mr. Freeze, but the one on the Flash, the guy who plays the guy who's Michael in Prison Break.
Yeah.
He was a good Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
He was the Flash's Mr. Freeze. I don't know if they're the same bad guy, but
yeah, I don't know I think he's a different character, but I say Mr. Freeze. We haven't seen him in a long time. It'll be interesting to see that and put into that universe. Don't do this. Don't do Penguin. We've seen Penguin a bunch of times.
We've
seen Bane a bunch of times. We've seen the Joker. Yeah.
He had such a great performance as Penguin.
I know, but it's like,
does it make sense? Would it make sense?
It would.
Kind of.
It would, but it's like
if he decided to just go all out and try to attack.
Because like he's kind of like even throughout that movie, Batman treats him like, you're kind of like a fucking
nobody.
Yeah, you're whack, bro. Yeah. To be honest, you're whack, and I'm fighting against somebody who's bigger.
Yeah.
So I think Mr. Freeze would be cool. I want to see him again. We haven't seen him since Arnold, and I think he's a good character.
Sure.
So make it happen, bro.
We'll see. After the Riddler.
Don't do the same ones.
The Riddler was a good start, though. It was a good start. It was smart to go that route too. Right. To have the Riddler, still have the Penguin involved in the movie. You did already kind of show us that it might be the Joker. So again, my bet is they're not going to go the easy route. They're going to look for the big name. Right. And it's going to be Joker, Bane, or some other big name character. It's not going to be Mr. Freeze. It's not going to be Penguin. Even though it's the logical route to go.
I want a Mr. Freeze, bro.
Yeah. So we'll see. But
I said do Mr. Freeze and then do Joker in the third one.
I got to finish that first movie first before I keep talking. So.
But anyways, it was a great Batman, and I'm excited for a sequel. So that does it for our movie news. If I missed anything, let me know down below in the comments or on Twitter, media_mixtape.
We literally have zero music news? We literally have zero music news?
Zero. I looked. There's nothing, bro. Yeah.
Just asking.
There's no albums came out and nothing. Just Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? I did miss. We could talk about it briefly. Will Smith put out an apology video. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes, I did see that. Mm-hmm. There's not much you can say.
Yeah.
There's actually, I'll say
no.
There's nothing he can say.
Right.
That's gonna fix the situation.
Right, right. This is what I will say. At the end of the day, however you feel about the apology, if you want to accept it, not accept it, the only person that it matters that accepts the apology is Chris Rock.
Yeah, once Chris Rock comes out himself and goes, it's over, it's in the past,
cool,
then I'll be like, whatever, bro. Why are we even talking about it anymore?
Right.
It was a crazy situation, but I'm not going to look at Will Smith differently because the truth is, that's what pisses me off. When people go, Will Smith is this, whatever. It's like, we know what Will Smith is, bro. He seems like at least a pretty decent human being. I think he's just kind of caught up in this very weird fucking time in his life, and I think everyone goes through crazy shit, and he's in a time in his life where, maybe him and his wife aren't really on the best of terms, and he's stressed out about that shit. People making fun of him on social media every day,
right,
even before the slap, while he was heavily involved in posting on social media, so he probably himself read comments and read replies to him and stuff. So my thing is, he's probably dealt with a lot of shit, and just seeing people talk smack about him on social media probably really affected him. And that's not an excuse for what he did, but I think I'm not going to judge him for this huge mistake that he made. I'll say it was a mistake for sure. I'm not going to hate Will Smith, though. He's still one of my favorite actors to ever be in anything.
That's what you know what I mean? It was 4th of July, and my mother-in-law was like, want to watch Independence Day, but
yeah, I'm not canceling Will Smith.
And I was like, it's all right. It was before the slap, so we're good.
I'm not canceling Will Smith.
She's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. So
he's a legend to me still. You know what I mean?
I love a lot of his movies, and it's like you said, he was such a ray of be good to everybody for such a long time.
He just felt like to me.
And it felt legitimate,
genuine.
Yeah, it felt genuine.
His kids,
so it sucks. It's a sucky situation. I was disappointed in him for sure. Because I was such a fan. I'm like, damn, bro.
This is definitely hard for me to be openly a fan of you now.
Yeah, it's it's kind of fucked up that you.
I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna argue with anybody about anything. I'm literally gonna sit there and be like, I'm still a Will Smith fan, but I'm not gonna tell anybody about it and argue.
But this is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, if whether you accept it, accept it, you're a fan of him, you're not a fan of him. It's really the most important thing is if Chris Rock and him are on good terms. Then that's
cool. It is what it is. Yeah. I will say
that's all that's important.
I just brought it out to my girlfriend. I'm like, can we? I don't think anyone's discussing this, and I know everyone's done with it. I'm not trying to. Again, everything it's on Will Smith, 100% on Will Smith. It's his decision to go up and slap Chris Rock. That was a big mistake.
Right.
But how come no one's talking about the fact how insane it was that Jada did not react at all
to the slap?
Isn't that crazy to you?
Yeah.
That's insane people shit, man. There's something going on with that thing. Is all I'm saying.
Honestly, bro, and I know he loves her, but I don't think they should. I don't think they should be together,
but that's a personal thing with their relationship. Whatever, they can do whatever they want. But have you seen the clip where the camera's behind her head?
Yeah,
bro, he slaps her. He slaps Chris Rock. Sorry, slaps Chris Rock. She doesn't even oh my god, cover her mouth.
Right.
She literally sits there and doesn't move.
Right.
Watches him walk back, doesn't look at least from the back to turn her head to him, to speak to him.
To be like, hey, you shouldn't have done that.
That was kind of crazy. Are you okay?
Right.
Doesn't say anything.
And she probably was like, yeah.
Dude, and then, no. And then Chris Rock goes, she doesn't react, doesn't say anything, just watches. And then Chris Rock goes, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. And she goes, ha, 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 and claps with everybody. Like if she's just a normal audience member. And I'm like, dude, you're sitting next to the guy that just slapped Chris Rock on fucking Oscar night.
Yeah, if I was her, I would have been like, we got to go.
I mean, just give me some reaction. I don't care what the reaction was. She didn't react, and I thought that's insane.
Right.
And no one's talking about that.
Right.
I'm just saying something's going on there. Some Scientology shit, man. I don't know if they're Scientologists.
When it happened, a lot of people were like, yeah, bro, it doesn't make you look like more of a man to slap that guy. It makes you look like you're doing this because of Jada.
It doesn't, yeah, for sure. But also, I think a lot of people were also like, yeah, this is something. There's something seriously wrong.
It's deeper there
with this relationship.
Right.
We don't know about because it's obviously between them.
Right.
But there's something going on here that we don't understand, and we're never gonna get to the bottom of it. But it's crazy.
And I'm sure they both love each other very much, but sometimes people aren't good for each other.
Yeah, man. There's something going on there where they're not bringing the best out of each other.
Or she's not bringing the best out of Will Smith.
For sure. That's for sure. So, anyways, but it's not her job to do that. It's Will Smith's job to take care of himself.
For sure.
And it's his decision. If he was actually going through shit.
The point is,
I'm saying, this is my point.
The point is that she's linked to a lot of the negative stuff that happens.
I just want to say, I don't want to blame her for his actions. That's what I'm saying. He's a man. He can decide for himself. If he's in a really unhealthy relationship, it's his decision, and it's his job to leave that relationship if that's the case, and it's causing him to be this crazy. I'm just saying there's something going on. I'm not blaming her for him. I'm just saying there's something going on. That's it.
I agree.
And it's crazy. And we need to get to the bottom of it. Anyways.
That does it. It was supposed to be like a quick, just want to say this. That does it for movie news. If I miss anything, let me know down below or on Twitter, media_mixtape. We're going to get into our Beyonce Renaissance review. Now, my fiance did tell me that this is part of a trilogy from what she understands.
I'm sorry, man.
That's too much Beyonce music.
No, it's just
That's too much music for anybody, bro. If Drake said, yo, I'm dropping a trilogy, I'll be like,
annoying.
Drake.
It's just annoying.
No.
Hey, just drop an album.
Just drop an album.
And just shut up.
And save the other two for next year.
No, if you have a plan, to say it's a trilogy, fine.
It's too much music for anybody.
No,
bro.
keep it inside your brain, though.
Yeah.
Just make it a trilogy.
Well, okay. So this was like...
Don't say...
This was like a Twitter, Google search.
Okay, she didn't say anything.
So I don't know if Beyonce announced it, but everybody's saying that it's part of the trilogy.
The Beehive is saying she's going to drop a trilogy.
Part of the trilogy. So I'm already like too much music. And again, that's not just because it's Beyonce, it's anybody. Even if it was Drake, even if it was fucking Michael Jackson, bro. It's like
just give me one.
Bro, you're going to make me listen to like 4 hours of music? I can't do it, bro.
Yeah.
So
just you too, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Beyonce doesn't have that many features ever.
She doesn't do a lot of features.
So
did she do any in here?
I don't think she really did any. She worked with people for sure, and there's other vocals on the album, but I don't know if it was direct, like actual artists we know that are features. You know, there were definitely good artists on here, but I don't think there was any features.
You know what? You know what we don't do, and this is not my idea. Shout out to Mallory Brothers. We gotta start talking about the album art.
The album cover art, yeah.
Yes,
sure.
Album cover art, because we definitely would have said Certified Lover Boy's trash cover.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I just want to point that out there. But we're going to start talking about the cover art. But that's Mallory Brothers. I want to give them credit.
Shout out to Mallory Brothers. They're fucking hilarious and amazing, and they're better at this than we are. But for shout out to them.
So what do you think? She's on a glowy horse.
It's interesting. She's like on it looks like what's it called?
It's like a see-through horse that's shining and...
Yeah, no, it looks like lightning in the horse or something, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of flashes when you watch on Apple Music.
I just think
it looks majestic. She looks great. She looks beautiful.
I'm obviously not an artist, but for me, if I go, okay, it's named Renaissance, I would do a Renaissance theme.
Yeah,
I'll do Renaissance. Do Mona Lisa, but it's Beyonce.
I will say that, but
that would go hard.
But if it's the album of the. If it's the album,
I mean, because it's like a house, kind of.
It is kind of like
what I'm saying is,
house.
Yeah, but I just think if it's named Renaissance, do a Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's from the Renaissance era.
I feel like this.
I don't know if Mona Lisa for the Renaissance era, but I would do like Mona Lisa, but it's Beyonce.
I actually don't think she is at all.
No,
I think you're right. I think Mona Lisa was created in the Renaissance during the Renaissance.
Yeah. But I'm saying, you know, that's what I'm saying.
Really
I'll
bad
look it up right now. So I would do her, but it's Beyonce.
Yeah,
that's a cooler album cover.
Yeah, I'll say this. I don't like saying this is what I would do, because who the fuck cares what I would do? But I'll say it looks good. Like, I have to judge it for what it is. I'm not gonna say, oh, I would have done this differently. I'm gonna say, judging it for what it is, it looks cool. It looks cool. She's on this majestic ass horse. It's like see-through glass, but like has some kind of lights in it and shining off of it, and there's probably some kind of deep meaning to it. But
for good,
she looks beautiful. And
so Mona Lisa is like the most iconic Renaissance painting.
Yeah. Because who painted it?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, Da Vinci painted it. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because just think about this. Just picture this for 1 second before you move on to this fucking album. Okay. Just picture this.
Yeah.
Imagine being a fly on the wall when that motherfucker was like, "Okay, Miss Mona Lisa, sit down."
Right.
Like
Miss Lisa.
that happened.
Mrs. Lisa.
He talked to her and he fucking sat there and put paint to the
and like
fucking
the story
thing,
is
man.
The story is supposedly
that happened in history.
Yeah.
And none of us were here to experience it.
Like a motherfucker named Leo was just painting out here and just became iconic.
It's just crazy. Don't you think it's crazy?
It's pretty crazy.
Like, imagine being on a fly on the wall during that moment. That moment happened and no one's ever going to be able to see what it was like, what their voices sounded like.
Imagine being his homie.
Witnessing that.
And being like, yeah, Leo paints.
Yeah.
And then him like getting famous and you're like, holy shit, fucking the homie.
Paints.
Yeah, he paints. He does it that
I don't know you paint.
Or
imagine living through the Renaissance. You didn't even know that was what it's going to be called.
I'm just fucking vibing.
I'm just living. This is the time I was in.
Living,
this is
bro.
my era.
This is just me.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking iconic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I know, it's pretty crazy. It's
just like imagining, you know?
Yeah.
What their conversations were like, how they talked, what their voices sounded like, everything.
Right.
Anyways.
Because the story is like, even that the Mona Lisa was like, not even like a important painting to him.
No, he just painted it.
It was
a picture of her.
Yeah, he's just painting somebody's portrait. So, but they don't know who it is. They're saying it could be a self-portrait. I don't know all that stuff. But anyways,
Self-portrait.
yeah, like him as a woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not a woman though.
Right, yeah. It was like, it's him as a woman.
Okay.
Oh, it's possibly this like rich person's wife or all this stuff. So,
Yeah.
Anyways,
Interesting.
But I think that's a cooler idea than sparkly lightning horse.
Sure, it's a good idea, but I'm saying I'm not one to tell an artist what they should do. I just think judging it for what it is, it looks good. She looks beautiful. It looks pretty. This is like iconic of an album cover. I don't know.
That's my thing. I don't think it's an iconic album, and I think if you're someone like Beyonce, you gotta have iconic covers.
Covers, yeah.
Drake has pretty iconic ones, except for CLB.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe Scorpion's not that iconic. I don't think it's just his.
No, yeah, it's not that
Take
iconic.
Care's iconic.
It was a good attempt though.
Take Care's iconic. I don't think it was the same as iconic.
Can we
Or
stop talking about Drake?
Sorry, I was gonna pull it back to Beyonce. I'm saying artists like that. I think you gotta come with.
Well, I'm just saying, look at the album covers you have in the back, like that. Just the van parked right there for Good Kid, Mad City looks cool.
Iconic,
you know,
super
the
iconic.
The Astro World was crazy, sick. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll say could have been a little more iconic, but looks good. Looks fine.
Fits the vibe.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I
Not
think it could have been better.
Not a bad look at all.
But let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan.
It's so weird. Yeah, I'm not either. I'm not the biggest Beyonce music fan. I actually love Beyonce. I think she's beautiful. I think she's Queen Bee.
No, I think she makes great music.
I'm not inside the club of
I
the Beehive.
understand why people are such fans of her.
No, she does make good music. But I'm saying, I'm not a fan of her music, but I'm a fan of her. I love Beyonce.
I just went to agree. And I
I'm always
said
rooting for Beyonce.
I am the biggest fan of Beyonce when she does R&B, soulful, like.
All the single ladies was incredible.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about that was probably the last that I heard from Beyonce where I was like, this is fucking incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
But she made good music after that. I'm not saying she didn't make good music after that, but I'm saying that hit my ear when I was like, that's great. That was probably the last. But I'm talking about I miss the old to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. I'm talking about that Beyonce, you know? I miss that
even
Beyonce.
Drunken Love is a banger. I just like when she's just in her R&B bag. And so this is like a house kind of R&B, kind of.
It's different.
It's different. Some people are saying that's why Drake dropped the house album because he knew Beyonce was coming with the house album. I don't know how real that is.
It's kind of an interesting coincidence.
It definitely this is definitely the same vibe.
Yeah,
that we're going for.
And Beyonce did it better than Drake did.
I will say that 100%.
Beyonce did it better than Drake did.
This is better than honestly. Nevermind.
Yeah.
This is better, and that's what me and Karina were talking about.
Although Jimmy Cooks is the best song of both albums.
Just make Karina and I were like, you have to admit. She told me, she's like, you have to admit this is better than Honest Nevermind. I said, yes, it is.
Yeah,
It definitely is.
No question.
But I said, and this is we'll get into getting into the album. I think it's good. I just can't
bump this.
Yeah.
It's not my vibe. That's it. You can say it like that. It's not my vibe.
Yeah.
I think Beyonce makes great music. I think Beyonce has so many fans for a reason.
And that's what I was telling Karina, I'm like, I'm not. She makes music for the girls who want to twerk, and this is a house album of house twerking, I guess.
I was twerking all day to this. By the way. I was cleaning my house.
Josh was literally twerking.
I literally twerked 5 seconds before this podcast started to the song.
Semi as a joke, but also, yeah.
No, I was twerking, bro. I was twerking all day at my house. My girlfriend, we were cleaning, and I was like,
that's what I'm saying. It's good, and it's it's fucking good for what it is. The house vibe that she gives. It's just, I just don't relate.
You're not gonna go play it.
Yeah.
But if it's playing, you're gonna
it's good. I'm fine with it.
I now in my head during the whole podcast. By the way, it's happened.
Yeah.
Comfortable in my skin, cozy with who I am. It's been fucking playing in my head on repeat all day.
It starts off great. I think I'm that girl, cozy, Eddie and Superstar, and that's the biggest thing is cohesiveness.
Deadass.
Cohesive.
Deadass. That first track, just hearing Beyonce say Deadass. I think she knows. She's so iconic and she's such a legend. And she knows, if I say this, people are going to go crazy because it's me.
Right.
Her flexing as hard as she does.
Right.
Being this song sounds good because I'm on that hoe. Dude.
Yeah.
That's hard.
And people go, it does.
You're right.
You're right, Beyonce.
You're facts. Yeah.
Facts, Beyonce.
And the clothes do look good because you're wearing them.
I'm That Girl's really good.
Yeah, it was a good start. A great start to the album, I thought. I fucking love Cozy.
Cozy's great.
I fucking love Cozy, man.
And that's what and I was talking about it with Karina. She's like, you don't, she listened to it before me, obviously, because she was like, first thing in the morning, she listened to it. She's like, you don't know when the song ends.
Yeah, that great cohesiveness, like you said, but also great transition.
I love that shit.
My favorite.
I'm fucking track 3 already. What the fuck happened? You know, like.
My favorite transition of the whole album. I mean, I don't know. I only listened to this album a couple times, so I probably will have a different favorite eventually.
Yeah.
My favorite transition is from Energy into Break My Soul.
Wow,
it's so seamless.
That's not my favorite. Is Cuff It into Energy.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, yeah, Break My Energy into Break My Soul was so seamless of a transition that's what got me so impressed by it. But Energy. So off the first 6 tracks, when I first listened to it, honestly, I was like, Break My Soul is probably the best song on the album so far. You know, but then now that I think about it, my favorite. I love Cozy and I love Energy. Those are my 2 favorites in the first 6.
For me, it's Cuff It and Energy. Those are my 2 favorites.
Well, Cuff It, it kind of switched up a little bit.
Yeah.
The vibe. It went back to like kind of being more Beyonce.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it goes from like it's more Beyonce and then boom, it goes into Energy.
Energy's so
with
great.
With that feature. I don't. He sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. Maybe it's Burna Boy, but
they don't say it. I don't think it's Burna Boy. Why would you even suggest that it's Burna Boy? It's definitely not.
Yeah, I gotta hear it again.
Written by Adam James Piggott, Alan McGreer, Armando Cresso, Beam, Beyonce, Brittany at Chi Coney.
Energy. It's that guy, but he's British. Like you can tell he's British, and like he sounds familiar. But
I don't know. But whoever it is on there is great, and I think that song is so good. Energy is great. Energy's great, but
Energy's great, yeah.
And then Break My Soul, and then I was like, Break My Soul's pretty good. Break My Soul's probably.
I think Break My Soul is the best song on the album.
Yeah, it probably is.
But
probably is.
Obviously, it's a single. It's been played so much. I hear it all the time. It's on TikToks all the time.
Oh, Break My Soul.
And so I'm like, I'm kind of tired of it at this point.
Yeah, me too.
If I had just heard it by itself, I would have been like, holy fuck.
Why don't I just do that? Why do they drop the best song on they have?
Well, I mean,
single?
It's always been the way of like, we dropped a single. It's the best song on there. We wanted to get a gang of plays. So here's the best song that we made. Yes. Hoping that it goes crazy. Everybody wants to hear the album because they're like, holy shit, if this song was this great. Like the album.
Yeah, you're not going to drop a mid song as a single.
Yeah. So people go, fuck, this fucking song.
I don't even want to listen to
the album. So Break My Soul's the best song on the album.
Sure.
It's just overplayed. I've heard it so much where I'm like, I kind of skipped it.
That's how I feel too. Yeah, so I think Break My Soul's the best, but my favorite is Cozy and Energy.
Yeah.
So far on the first 6 tracks. Church Girl was pretty good. Plastic Off the Sofa I liked. But going down, I was kind of like, going through, and again, it is cohesive, but like we talked about this, sometimes it could be cohesive and a little too cohesive, like where I don't know, the songs are switching, so I can't really tell the difference between these songs. So these songs kind of started to mix together a little bit for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I was kind of like, I don't know which song is which.
I can't differentiate. I'm looking at them right now. I'm like, I can't differentiate any of these songs.
They're all
after Virgo's Groove.
Yeah.
From Virgo's Groove to Summer Renaissance, I cannot tell you the difference between any of those songs.
They all mix together pretty quickly, but I will say Thick stood out to me.
Yeah.
When I listened to it.
Yeah, you fuck with that one.
Thick stood out to me as one of my favorites as well on the album.
That's Karina's favorite. I will agree, it's pretty good. I just like Comfort and Energy together better.
And then that's more or less it for me in terms of songs that really stood out, that I really, really, really enjoyed. The rest are good songs. None of them really stood out to me where I was like, that's a great song because of this, or that's a great song because of that. I just think I really, really liked Energy, Cozy, Thick. Those are the top 3, I think, for me.
I think if you did like 1 through 8 and then Thick, I would have been like, holy fuck, this is a great album. Because the rest of it just like too much of the same vibe. Yeah, it's just too much of the same vibe. And I know it's supposed to be a house album. I just think, and that's what I told Karina. I'm like, there are good house DJs out there. I think like Beyonce and Drake should have done this with his house album, but Beyonce should have got like lay down your vocals to whatever tracks you have, and then give it to house producers and be like. Or give it to one that you really trust. Obviously, you don't want to leak the album and go, hey, remix all of these to house tracks. Because that's like some of the best house tracks that go really popular. The DJs go, I heard this song that's like this original song, remixed it, and I made it fucking go crazy.
Here's my problem, because like, I think it's a different, you're trying to do 2 different things. Like if you're, what Drake and Beyonce did, I think with these 2 like house-like albums, it's like they're making songs on house beats. And it sounds pretty good, but like you said, like I feel like sometimes in Beyonce, like it's almost like she's kind of making it mix or sound like it's mixed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Versus like just having someone mix her shit.
Right.
But obviously, if you're gonna go all full out and have like fucking Dylan Francis or Diplo mix your shit, it's gonna be.
I'm not even saying that.
It's gonna be like. I'm saying it's gonna be like Beyonce and them. They're not gonna not take credit for that, right? They're gonna say, "Well, it has to be like we made the song together."
Just say executive produced by Diplo or whatever. Executive produced by Dylan Francis. I'm saying, but then you don't have to go that big of an artist. Like there are plenty of house DJs that would love to fucking work with Beyonce out on a Beyonce album. You know?
But I also say I feel like they were also trying to make a different. Like I had heard this Australian artist, and I showed Jake before. This guy named Hooligan Hefs. He has a couple songs. They're like he's basically rapping on EDM beats, and I think they sound great. So I think like it's one of those things that like I think that's kind of what they were trying to do, where they just kind of do their own thing that they normally do on these kind of house kind of beats. And I felt like, but they also still try to make sure it was mixed in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's where it kind of failed. I think where it's like, you didn't really. You try to hit on this thing where you didn't really hit to me. I don't know. I don't think Beyonce failed though. I'm not gonna say Beyonce failed.
No, it's good. I just think it could have been better.
But for what they were trying to do,
classic Beyonce album.
I think they could have went they both could have done different routes, gone different routes, and made this a little bit better. But I'll say specifically talking about Beyonce, I still think she did a pretty good job. I think she pretty much stuck to what she wanted to do, which was sing over these house beats, And she really did a good job. Sometimes she sounded like she was trying to mix it versus having a producer just mix it, or you said DJ just mix her vocals.
Right.
Sounded like she's trying to make it sound like it was mix it or whatever, or mix or whatever. But for the most part, I thought she did a pretty good job. I don't know.
It's good, but I'm saying like she doesn't put music out often, bro. It's not like she doesn't release every year. So for you to put an album out, this isn't a classic album.
No.
And I think she's
Who's
put out.
to say they got to make a classic album every time though?
I think if you're Beyonce and you put out music every few years, I think you got to put out a classic.
I don't think you have to though.
Like Odell, Odell. Adele's last album, I don't think was a classic.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think we can't keep doing that. We can't keep expecting. Like we do the same thing with Drake all the time, right? People who aren't Drake fans do the same thing where they go, like it wasn't as good. Why? Because it's Drake. You expect it to be a legendary shit. Because it's Beyonce, you expect us to be absolutely knock out the park, home run because Beyonce hasn't made music in 4 years. That's bullshit and unfair to her. Just because she's been great in her past doesn't mean she has to be great every time.
No, what I'm saying.
It's like this is exactly what it's like. It's like going to a fucking baseball game and being like, I'm watching the fucking Yankees, dude, Aaron Judge, and he goes 0 for 4, and you go, he's not that good. No, you just went on a bad game, bro. You had a bad game. Like, you can't hit a home run every fucking time you go up to bat.
It's not the same.
You can't hit a home run every time you go up to bat.
It's not the same.
I don't think Beyonce missed on this. I think she hit a single, maybe a double. This is a solid little album, solid little project. But it's fine. It's okay to drop solid little projects, man. It's a solid album.
I think
it's solid for what she tried to do, for the vibe she was trying to get into, for it being Beyonce. All of it, I think, hit the mark of like, this is good. I can listen to this. Do I absolutely love it? 10 out of 10 album? No, but I think it's good.
I think it's
for what it was.
No, if she put out music every year, I would agree with you, but she doesn't. She puts out music every 3 to 4 years. It'd be like, okay, like
it's not fair.
No, I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you this. So if Rihanna puts out an album, she doesn't fucking put out music in like 7 years.
It better be great. It's different.
It's the same thing though.
It's different.
It's just because like instead of 7 years, it's 3.
Yeah.
Like no, you had 3 years. Like it should be a classic or close to it. I don't think this is even close to a classic. It has a couple good songs on here, and I think that's it.
It's different because we feel like Rihanna's retired at this point. And Rihanna's younger, way younger.
I just think
Beyonce's 40, dude. Like it's like we at least understand. Like she has kids, bro. She's 40. She's also extremely rich, so she's out of touch.
That's what I'm saying. She has time.
What's going on?
She has time to make a good album.
Yeah, but she's out of touch with what's going on in the world.
And she makes great music, bro. She makes great music.
Same thing with her man, Jay-Z. Like how many times have we talked about it with Jay-Z where we're like, I don't think he has it anymore because we can't relate to anything he's saying anymore.
I think Beyonce does have it, though, is my point. And with Jay-Z, I go, and people say 444 was like a great album. Yeah, I thought it was okay, but
right.
I just saying, like, I think Beyonce does still have it, and this wasn't it.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
It's not bad. It's just like...
I think you're misjudging her
holding her to a higher standard.
Because you're holding her too high of a standard.
I just said it. We were comparing Drake to other Drake, and this was kind of whack.
Sure. Comparing this to other Beyonce, sure, you could say it wasn't as good as her other stuff, but it's also very hard to compare because she's diving into a completely different kind of genre and vibe, and it's very, very difficult to judge her versus her other music because, she's a different Beyonce now. You can't really judge it. So I think for what it was, I thought it was pretty good. I was twerking my ass off to it. I think a lot of people are gonna be playing in the clubs
For sure.
I think it's an album that I can play through from beginning to end.
This is what I was saying earlier.
And I won't be like, oh my god, skip this one. Right. They all sound pretty similar, so I'll say no, they're all pretty good.
Yeah, just throw it on. Throw it on in the background.
Straight.
Party,
throw it on straight. Yeah.
I agree with that. It sounds like I'm being like, yo, this was ass. Yeah. It's not. It's good. But this is what I was saying earlier. And Karina, if you're listening, and comment down below if I'm wrong. She listened to this album, Karina, one way, or I mean, maybe the day it came out, I think she listened to it all day.
Okay.
But it was not in our speakers the entire weekend.
Sure.
And I think that's a telltale sign.
Yeah, I'll say when I
from
heard...
a Beyonce stan, or is it different for girls? I guess it's still a stan. For a Beyonce stan.
Different stan, yeah, I understand.
I don't know. I mean,
or for people in the Beehive.
Yeah, people in the Beehive, a person who is in the Beehive. We played a couple songs, maybe here and there over the weekend, but it wasn't like if a new Drake album was out and you're listening to it nonstop. It wasn't like that.
Yeah,
we heard some Lizzo. We even heard some other Drake.
I'll say even though this album had a good start to it, I listened to the first 3 tracks on the Friday it came out.
Yeah,
and I was like, eh.
Yeah,
I turned it off because I was like, I'm just bored.
Yeah,
and then I went back to it on Saturday and I was kind of like, it's good.
Yeah.
And then I went back to it today because I had to clean a bunch of shit. And I was like, twerking and shit. So,
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a good album for you to do because we're adults now, so we do the like Saturday cleaning.
Yeah, Saturday shit cleaning. Yeah. So it's good for that, I think. I thought it was good. I played it. It was good.
Right.
But just sitting and listening to it with headphones on or something, or just, chilling, it's not really, you kind of got to be in the vibe for it. You kind of got to be somewhere or doing something, I guess. So yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll say it's just, it wasn't my vibe. It's not my go-to. I wasn't dying to go back to it and listen to every single song. But at the same time, I liked a few songs. Some of these songs were in my head. I thought they were it was pretty good. And I think if someone forced me to sit in the room and listen to it for 24 hours straight, I wouldn't die.
I wouldn't die, but I'd definitely be like, all right, man, I'm kind of kind of good.
Yeah.
After 6 hours, I'd be like, Mm-hmm. Also, it was an hour long, bro.
Such a weird way to.
It was an hour.
It's such a weird way to criticize an album.
I know.
You forced me to listen to it. You just forced me to listen to anything for 24 hours straight. I'd be annoyed as fuck.
I don't know. I could probably fuck with most Drake albums. I could probably listen to 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the first
Party, I could listen to a Party for 20 hours.
I've been going back to some Party and he's so good, man.
Yeah. Fucking amazing.
Persian rice from Nicaragua.
Did we talk about that song last time? Last week?
Yeah, probably. I've listened to it a lot.
Anyways, so as far as a rating for the album, I'm gonna give it for the actual album.
How good is the album?
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
solid 7 out of 10.
Exactly where I'm at.
Beyonce did a great job.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. I think she did a good job. Now, did she slap a home run? No.
She
might have hit a double, man.
I don't think
she might have hit a double. She's on second base right now. I think she did a good job with this album. I think even people who are House fans, even people who are Beyonce fans can agree this is not the best of Beyonce's work, but that's okay. You don't have to be the best every time. But it's also...
it's okay, Beyonce. You don't have to be the best.
It's okay. You don't have to be the best every single time. But at the same time, I think it was pretty good for what it was. Good attempt, good vibe switch up from her.
Right.
I could listen to this album all the way through and not really have too many problems. But ultimately, I still think it matters how different every song is. It's pretty cohesive, but also kind of can be considered a little bit samey a lot.
Yeah.
As you know, sometimes it's hard to tell when one song changes to the other. It's a good thing to an extent, but it's also kind of a bad thing because I don't know which song is which song stands out, whatever. But I think after a few more listens, maybe we can say it's better than a 7 out of 10. I think most Beyonce fans can agree, though. I don't think you'll go higher than an 8 on this. You know what I mean? So we're not far off from you guys. You know what I mean? I think an 8 is probably the highest you can give this.
Should I text?
It's all right. Yeah, text Karina and see if she replies quick enough. Yeah, I'm sitting at a 7 out of 10, though. 7 out of 10. My ratings, how good the album is. I think it's better than Drake's. That's not a question. Which is why we said I think Drake's, if we did give Drake a 7 or a 6, I'm knocking Drake's album, honestly, never mind, down to like a 5. Because I have an example of what you could have done with this vibe, you know, and Beyonce did a great job. But it's still not the best of the best that I could have expected out of Beyonce with this vibe even. Yeah. Re-listenability, well, Jake's hoping his fiance can reply sooner rather than later. Yeah. Re-listenability, how often am I going to re-listen to this album? My girlfriend didn't seem to even like it that much. Again, she's not really a diehard Beyonce fan either, so that's part of it. But she didn't seem to love it that much, so because of that, I'm probably not going to listen to it that much. I'll drop my score down to around a 3. I'm definitely listening to Cozy. I'm definitely listening to Thick. I'm definitely listening to, what's the other song I said I liked? Thick, Cozy, and Energy.
Energy, yeah.
Those are 3 songs that I'm for sure going to like and listen to. Doesn't mean that's not always why we say we're going to give like a 3. Not because I have 3 songs, you know. But I do have 3 songs that I'm definitely going back to, definitely going to listen to, definitely going to be in my rotation of music. Yeah. So because of that, I'll give it a 3 out of 10 in terms of re-listenability. I have to be in a very specific vibe to listen to any house music. I listened to Drake's album 3 times the weekend it came out.
Yeah.
All the way through, haven't listened to it again since we reviewed it.
No, I listened to,
but I've listened
3
to
songs,
3 or 4 songs. Yeah. So
Jimmy Cooks, Calling My Name.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of it.
I listen to Sticky, Text Go Green.
Sticky, I mean, I listen to, I alternate those, but like the consistent ones are those 3.
And Jimmy Cooks. I love Liability lyrically, but he does, it just sounds weird on an album. But yeah, so this is just a very specific vibe that I don't even go back to. Even if my favorite artist, Drake, makes something like this, I still don't go back to that much. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to go my actual re-listenability. Like a 1.
Okay.
I just not my vibe.
Yeah.
But because of Karina, it's gonna be like a 6.
4. 5, yeah.
But she did respond. She said, I think the album is an overall 8. Re-listenability 5.
Beyonce stan.
Re-listenability 5.
I'm a fucking beast sometimes, man.
So yeah, that's for a Beyonce
fan to say 5 out of 10. That's your point right there. It's like, again, we're Drake fans, right? I didn't listen to fucking Honestly Nevermind that much. Right. Listen to a few songs because it's just a very, very specific vibe. It's like almost a new genre of like music that I just don't listen to on a daily basis enough to say my list can be higher than that. You know, my rating can be higher than that. If you're a house fan and you like this vibe, I think your re-listenability could and probably should be higher than that. Right. But again, Beyonce stan, I did say the highest you could probably give this is an 8. I don't think you go higher than that because it's not that great of an album, but it's really good. It's really good.
7. We're pretty on point.
We're on point. We're on there.
She said her new music makes me want to go back to her old album, which I repeat. There's only a few songs I'd have on rotation. And then she texts me again. Love me some Beyonce though. So
yeah,
that was her review. So I think we're pretty on par. We're both on par. It's not the greatest Beyonce album, but it's pretty good. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's Beyonce, man. She's not going to make a bad album, but could have been better.
Yeah, could have been better for sure. So that is going to do it for our Beyonce Renaissance review. Let us know down below or on Twitter, media_mixtape, what you guys thought of this album. If you liked it, didn't like it, if you think we're being too harsh on it, or if you think we were pretty good on it.
Yeah, do you fucking hate us because we're not Beyonce fans? I mean, I love Beyonce. Again, I'm a fan of Beyonce.
Right.
I just don't listen to her music that much.
Right. I feel that.
You know?
So if you guys want to follow us directly, I'm OBJack, OBEEJAC. You can follow Josh
at Josh__G, 2 H's and 2 E's. If that's too confusing for you, it should be right here in front of me on YouTube. If not, it's in the description wherever you're watching or listening.
Yes, all of our other links are going to be in the description wherever you're watching or listening. That is going to do it for this week's Music and Movies episode, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Peace, Beehive. Later.